Hello. Today is Sunday, July 19th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. U.S.-Iran tensions are dominating headlines, with Fortune reporting that American warships have intensified patrols in the Strait of Hormuz, reimposing a naval blockade amid fresh strikes and Iranian threats to halt all Middle Eastern energy exports. The U.S. announced this renewed blockade targeting Iranian maritime routes in the Persian Gulf as of July 18, 2026, marking a critical move in a region that sees up to 21 million barrels per day flow through the strait and supplies 30% of global crude. Iran has responded with regular naval patrols and vows of retaliation against any American intervention affecting its export routes. Reuters confirmed U.S. warships began heightened patrols last Friday, while Bloomberg disclosed Iranian oil exports dropped by 20% that day. The Wall Street Journal reports Gulf states have urgently requested OPEC consultations due to these disruptions. Near-term, oil prices have already jumped 6% as supply uncertainty takes hold. Beyond price volatility, the risk of military escalation increases, threatening regional shipping and energy supplies. Global supply chains and transportation and manufacturing are vulnerable if the blockade persists. Gulf states are likely to step up diplomatic efforts, seeking a resolution before events spiral further. Next, turning to politics in the United States, Associated Press highlights how Donald Trump's primetime address is fueling doubts about U.S. election legitimacy and sparking debate over restrictive voting laws. Trump remains a deeply influential figure whose actions have reshaped American politics since 2016, pushing both the Federal Reserve and Department of Justice through periods of scrutiny and institutional change. Recent legal developments and disputes about the U.S. dollar's stability have further impacted public trust in government and financial institutions. The Treasury has broken precedent by unveiling a $1 gold coin with Trump's portrait, as reported by Business Insider, drawing renewed attention to his ongoing influence. Major banks like J.P. Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs are wary of political instability affecting investor sentiment and currency risk, with the Federal Reserve under Jerome Powell central to monetary discussions. In the near term, instability in U.S. political institutions could dent investor confidence and potentially trigger shifts in monetary policy, leading to fluctuations in the dollar's value and weakening the effectiveness of U.S. institutions internationally. Ongoing legal proceedings involving Trump are also expected to shape government's standards for years to come. Now to technology and industry. TechCrunch reports that Applied Computing is launching a Foundation AI model for oil, gas, and petrochemical operators, bolstered by a $20 M-Series round. Foundation AI models like GPT-4 and BERT are transforming how industrial facilities analyze operational data drawn from sensors, SCADA, and ERP systems to improve performance, automate tasks, and enhance safety monitoring. Industry adoption has accelerated since 2022 through partnerships linking AI firms to major energy operators. Shell, for example, successfully deployed AI-powered predictive maintenance at its Singapore petrochemical complex, reducing downtime by 15%, while ExxonMobil announced integration of Microsoft's Azure OpenAI for real-time optimization at its Houston refinery. C3 AI and Chevron revealed their pilot project delivered $8 million in annual energy savings. In the near term, operators expect to cut unplanned outages by up to 20% and reduce operational costs by 10–15% within 12 months thanks to more accurate asset failure predictions and efficiency gains. Medium term, the expansion of foundation models is expected to automate increasingly complex processes and reshape workforce skills requirements, aiding compliance with stricter emissions standards and supporting broader sustainability goals. Now, onto the markets. International equity markets were generally subdued, with Germany ending lower and EWG closing at 41.16 while France's EWQ slipped to 45.14. The United Kingdom saw a slight uptick, with EWU closing at 46.94. Spain outperformed peers, rising with EWP finishing at 59.16, while Netherlands posted a notable drop. Among Asian markets, Japan fell sharply with EWJ closing at 90.49 and Taiwan's EWT dropped to 97.33, while India was modestly positive. Commodities were mixed, as gold GLD rose to 368.41 and silver SLV ended at 50.78, but platinum declined with PPLT closing at 14.5. U.S. oil USO surged with a day-over-day gain of 3.9%. Agriculture ETFs such as DBA and Corn moved higher, while uranium URA and lithium LIT posted sharp declines. In U.S. market favorites, Adobe gained with a BAT at 237.25, Oracle rebounded to 126.41, while Microsoft closed down, finishing at 393.82. Among major losers, Nvidia, NVDA, and Intel Inc. extended their declines, each closing near their session lows. Semiconductor sector stocks continued to underperform, ending at 521.81, and finance sector XLF slipped to 56.26, while healthcare Roman 45 held steady and agriculture sector MOO posted modest gains. Notably, SHOT and Cellularity Inc. warrant Cello topped the gainers list, while Quahua Limited QH plummeted and Stack Inc. Stack was among the worst performing stocks. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.